We need to align with ourselves. Sometimes we think that we don't need alignment, but align with our personality, align with who we are and what we are. And what we are is what's inside of us. And what is inside of us is that spark, that what makes us who we are. The soul, that spark, that energy is what we are. People talk about alignment, aligning. What are they talking about? Are they talking about aligning your soul, or aligning your body, or aligning frames? Different personality traits, different ways of thinking. Overthinking yourself, or putting yourself in place in certain circumstances that are beyond your control. We are who we are. We can only be what we could be. And what we could be is what we are now. We are adults. We try to understand, think, reason, and comprehend. Understand the attitude, self-improvement, encouragement. Deal with situations. Don't lose your head. Combine all of that. And that is the outcome. The heart, the mind, play an important part in spiritual awareness. You think with your mind, you understand, you reason, you're curious, you ask questions. Always constantly thinking. The heart is always also working with you as well. They both can work in tandem. The heart gives you encouragement. The heart gives you a will to survive. But it can't do anything without your understanding of yourself. This is your body. This is who you are. Okay? We're intelligent beings. We can do what we want. We know what to focus on. But you need someone to push you. Someone to put you in the right direction. What you seek. You can't figure out things because life is not perfect. That's the problem. It's not perfect. We live in a society where things matter, but not the person you are. We are kind of put in our heads that we have to, this is how we have to live. We have to do, gotta get up, brush teeth, comb, get out. Have your breakfast or skip breakfast, which you shouldn't really do, but you're in a rush. You don't want to be late. You don't want to be late for that job that's making that money for you. That's why a lot of people just give up all that and turn to the internet because they're tired of the other way of living, because it puts too much headache, too much stress, too much anxiety, too much tension. It just makes you can't sleep. You don't know what to do. You're constantly in this turmoil. And sure, the internet is not for everybody because you have to figure out how the whole thing works. That's more learning to do. More understanding of what to do. Yeah. But, hey, I'm here. This is a talk channel. We talk. We understand thinking, comprehension. We understand relationships. We understand our purpose, and we understand how do we align our lives together. Your brain alignment, your heart alignment. These two areas have to mean something. Some people don't understand what it means. Sometimes it goes way over their head. It's not their fault. It is that they think one way and they figure it's going to happen this way. You control your mind. You control your thoughts. But you need to understand yourself. That's why we have meditation on here. I do meditation with you to help you get in touch with your soul, to get in touch with your inner self. Even loved ones might pop around, because you're going into a different area of coexistence, consciousness, subconsciousness. You're going in an area where you're not familiarized. Take certain breathing exercising to get you into that point and feel relaxed and feel healed. feel the energy. But all is good. But we need to understand ourselves better. And that's where we make the mistake. We don't focus on what we need and what's the purpose of life. But every one of us are individuals. We have different purposes in life. And we have different understanding what life is. Much better, I can see. You, me, we're here together, helping each other understand things in life. Understanding and not overthinking things, not getting frustrated, not getting letting your life go down the hill. Yeah, sure, there's crap out there, but you have to understand it's not about the crap. It's about what you're doing in life. What are you doing? Are you unsure? You're not too sure what you're doing or where you're going? You ever stop and think? That's what you have to think. Don't overthink. Think where you want to go. If you're at the age now where you can make choices and figure out things, this is a perfect opportunity for you. But don't let things cloud your mind and you can't think about what the heck am I going to do? What's this happening like this? Every day is the same day. Every day looks the same, acts the same. What do you want to call it? The same day? The same attitude? The same people? I go to work, the people do the same exact thing. I'm tired of it. I want to do something else. You can. You can do something. Find something before you do it. Just don't leave it without any purpose. Yeah. Should you give them notice? That's up to you. Because when you give people notice, you have to train the next person. And, it's too much. Because you want to get the heck out of there. So, that's something you have to decide. I can just direct you in the right direction. But technically speaking, you don't have to do anything you don't want. You can just go. Just don't use them as a reference when you do that. Because they might hold it against you. But you're not happy with the job, leave. If you're not happy with people that you're around, get away from them. Don't stick around for that. But what I'm trying to help you here is, what are we dealing with each day? Are we dealing with overthinking? We're dealing with reasoning. We're dealing with our lives, our present situations. We're dealing with so many things. Joy, happiness, love, and peace of mind. Peace, relaxation, and all of that. How does that play into your world? Can you be happy all the time? Well, it depends. It's how you think. Yeah, you could be happy. Can you be positive all the time? Some say no. And you can try. There's ways of being positive. There's ways of moving ahead. Can you be stress-free? Yeah. Something can just trigger it, the stress. It could be something in the mail, a phone call. That phone, don't let that phone take over you. That cell phone, don't let it take over you. You can put it on silent. You don't have to answer that phone if you're not near the phone. Don't let the phone take over you. It's there so you can communicate with the outside world. Otherwise, you're going to be on your own. No communication, and nobody's going to care. But happiness and joy and love, do you need all of that? Well, it depends. Do you have it now? If you don't have it now, or you're in a relationship where the other person doesn't care, remember, they can only say so many sorries. And who says sorry? Adults don't say sorry. They commit. Sorry is when you talk to your parents when you were a kid. That's the sorry. You can't use it as adults today. It doesn't cut the mustard. No way. Nobody can say so much sorry. If they don't stop doing what they're doing and they're hurting you in the process, then you need to cut them loose. Because if you don't cut them loose, you're going to have this problem in life where you can't move ahead. You can't function properly. Because if you can function properly and move ahead, you can get on in this world. Now, but that's just talk. What I'm saying is, it takes you to move and do things. It takes you to get off your butt and get to do something. Don't just sit there. I call it procrastination. People, you're not lazy. You just don't do what you're supposed to do. You stay and you say, oh, I don't want to get up. Oh, I don't want to get up and do anything. You don't have to get up and do anything. You don't really have to do anything. We live in a society now where we can make a phone call, food can come. We can do anything. We can have a call and maids come. You have to leave the house though. But you don't have to do anything you don't want. I'm not saying we're lazy. We just don't want to do it. I'm tired of doing it. It's always the same thing every day. As you get older, you don't want to do anything. Do you want to sit around and do nothing? You don't want to be sloppy. Would you dress sloppy? Or you dress up fancy? Are you that type? Or you don't care? Should you wear a shirt and tie all the time? Men? Women, should you dress up fancy? Bodysuit? Look professional? Or you just want to lay back? What do you want? What do you want to do? How do you live now? Do you curl up, read a book? Do you watch TV, play video games, or just look out on your balcony and look at the world and try to wonder what's happening? Most people, that's what they are. Wondering what's happening. What's happening in your world right now? Nothing? Are you going places? Are you the type that has a lot of friends? Are you the type that is very popular? Are you a leader or you follow? Yeah. When they talk about alignment, you're aligning your body, your mind, and everything together so everything's working right. Does it work? Well, yeah, it works. But you have to believe in all of that for it to work. You can't believe in something if it doesn't work. Do you overthink things? Yes. Do you have too much problems? Yeah. Do you struggle? Yeah, everybody struggles. If they say they don't struggle, that means they're not living in our society today. We have to struggle. We have things cost more. It's not easy anymore. We need to get off our butts, like I said, and get our act together. Because if you don't do it, you're going to be left behind. And you don't want to be left behind. You want to have the world at your fingertips and you grasp it. You can be a leader. You know how many people tell me they don't want to be a manager because they don't want the responsibility? That's a cop-out right there. You're a manager, you make more money, and you don't have to break your back. Why be a scrub? We call them scrub. A person who always wants to do the same thing and doesn't want to move up. He always wants to be underneath the table working on wires where he could be dressed up and directing. You can't follow others because others will say, no. People have 35-year badge on, 35 years in a company. What do you do? The same thing. Never want to be management. They don't want it. They don't want the responsibility. So they want to be accepted by their peers. But the people at work are not your friends. You work with them, but they're not your friends. You take them home, have dinner with them, huh? You hang out with them. They live with you. They're not your friends. Everybody's out for themselves. We live in a society where the sky's the limit. Everybody's out for themselves. A job opening comes, everybody runs to it. Don't tell nobody your business. Don't tell nobody what your plans are, and don't do nothing, because you have to stay one step ahead of the game. You have to have a peace of your mind, quiet time, relaxing time. We have a video here that I just made before this one to help you get in tune with yourself. Get yourself in line, get yourself balanced, get yourself forward. You have to balance the body and the mind and the body, because that's what the whole thing is. The whole thing. That's why there's a lot of spiritual, meditation, all sorts of things going on today to heal you so you can feel at ease and get back to where you want to be. But as soon as you're confronted with negative people, toxic people, kind of weirdness, you're back to the same square one again. And you feel like, oh, what is this never going to end? Look at the people you work around with. Look at them. Are they happy? Do they look sad? Do they look confused? Do they wish they weren't here? You see, you got all that going on, and you're there to work. And you can't work with people who have that attitude. So that messes you up and makes you confused and makes you feel like you can't take it anymore. Why you? Why? Because that's the way it is. People don't care. People only care about themselves. You're not being selfish. You're not being confused. Your parents raised you to do things the way they were taught. And hopefully they gave you enough so you can function in the world. Otherwise, you have to find out for yourself the hard way. When the blank hits the fan, it's tough. It's tough out there. I find that you have to ask questions. As much questions as you can. So you have to think. And you have to know what to say at the right moment. Don't oversay things. Because you're going to look foolish in front of others. And you don't want to look foolish in front of others. That's the thing. You got to stand out from the crowd and get your act together. Be positive and be self-assured. Be the person you can be. Be respected. You're a high value person. You have to think high value. Not low value. You're high value. That means people respect you and they know who you are. They know you don't take no crap from nobody and you do your work and you expect the same from the employee to do the work too. If you do it right. That's why nobody wants to be managers, because they don't want to take responsibility and they don't want to give others orders. They just want to lay back. They don't want to be called at the last minute to come in and work because there's no one to fill the job. And that's how it is. That's the society we live in today. I say, and I took those opportunities when I had the management job, I ran for them. I want that. Because I know how it is to be a grub underneath the table, working on wires, dealing with the dirt and the dust. I don't want to be down there. I want to be up with my clipboard in my hand and directing. And that's determination, affirmation. You know what you want. Go get it. Let's go get her. You want to get it. You want to thrive. So, life, love, happiness, joy, peace, all that, and craziness. There's craziness out there too. You could be sad, you could be lonely, you could be all this, but right now, focus on yourself and try to get yourself straightened out. Align yourself with yourself, the mind and the heart and the body. Everything works together. Communicate with yourself. There's a video shows you how to do all that. This all you have to do is sit down and follow the directions. You'll be okay. Get a little peace. Peace of mind. You need it. You need to feel good. And you need to feel happy. And that's about it. Hey, if you found this helpful, this video, subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000 and thumbs up. This means thumbs up. Okay, that hits right. Thumbs up. Thumb up the video because it helps. Okay? All right. Stay tuned for another one of these talk videos, because here we talk about helping you, motivate you, give you self-direction, give you a purpose, give you understanding about everything in life. But I give you more choices to make and more things to think about first. Because, like I said, every day is something different. And each day brings a different perspective of life itself. Now, we have a new month. You're watching this in March. And now, we have another month to go through. But don't worry. because life brings goodness and peaceful. Okay? All right. That's it.